Hello, I'm Frederick Busche. I'm the Year 4 coordinator. I am recording this induction presentation that I normally conduct on week 2 of your semester, but unfortunately I will not be on campus during week 2. I will come to week 3 to answer any questions you may have about this, but I wanted to make sure you had that information early enough in the semester. So I decided to make this recording. First of all, let me congratulate you for your success in year 3 and having made it to year 4. It's not negligible, and I'm very pleased for you all. The year 4 will still be very, very demanding, and particularly semester 1. Previous students would tell you semester 1 of year 4 is very demanding. So you have to get started very quickly and get in 5th gear very quickly. You'll find it tough, but you'll make it. Most students, if not all students, make it. So just hang on and just continue working all the time. So what's my role as a year 4 coordinator? I overview the delivery of the courses in year 4, and that includes the design project, the dissertation, and other courses. I communicate with you on any class-wide problems you may have through the student representatives. And if you have any issue you haven't managed personally to solve with your mentor or lecturer, then I would be your next stage of escalation. Okay, so you could then approach me. But please contact people in the right order. If you have a problem with a lecturer, talk to the lecturer. If you have a problem with your mentor, try to talk to your mentor first, or a personal problem. But if the mentor or the lecturer is really not being helpful at all, which I doubt, but who knows, could happen, then don't hesitate to come and see me. Just for your information, as part of Heriot-Watt University, I contribute to the teaching program, but I also do a lot of research. If you have any interest in what I do for research, I lead the CyberBuild lab, and if you Google that, you should be able to find the website online. Okay, so as I said, there is a lot to do very quickly in year 4. So there are a lot of things you should be looking at. One place to start, you can have a quick look at the beginning, and you may return there during the semester a couple of times, is the Vision CPMQS year 4 space on the Aegis organization, in the Aegis organization area on Vision. Actually, there are two parts, sorry. There's one is the student resources and the other one is the CPMQS space. This is the landing page of Vision. You'll see it's been upgraded over the summer. It looks a lot more professional. I personally like it a lot better. I hope you do too. When you land there, you have the My Organizations area, and you should have, at the very least, Aegis. And if you go and click on that, this will bring you to the Aegis student information area, and there you have at the bottom, if you can see my mouse, you will see there's the student resources at the bottom, and then there is also the construction project management and QS section here that will lead you to some other sections specific to you. A lot of the information you're looking at, handbooks are there. You have past exam papers and other things that you can find there. You should look here first before trying to ask other people on campus. If you go down the construction project management QS section of this website, you'll find the year 4 section, and there there is this is the landing page of the year 4 section. I left some messages there for you. This video is actually on that page along with the actual presentation slides, that if you want to visit the slides instead of the video, and other information will be posted there that is relevant to the whole cohort. Yeah, as I said. Okay, we need to appoint some class reps at the beginning of this session. I believe unless these people are not interested in continuing to be class reps, or if other people would really want to come forward and replace our existing 3 class reps, then I think we can just go along with Evie, Katie, and Haley. But please have some discussions internally, particularly the 3 who were class reps last year. They should come forward and let the others know whether they still want to be class reps or not. And then please contact me to inform me whether this is changing or not. I will try to come and see you on week 3, and I will bring up the matter. Hopefully it will be sorted by then. If you haven't done so already, you may organize a meeting with your mentor to discuss your year 3 marks, what you've done this summer, maybe if you've been in placements, what are your goals for the year. We have a lot of experience. We see students every year, reaching year 4 every year, and we can advise them on some good things to consider during the year. So if you haven't been contacted by your mentor regarding a meeting, you may contact them if it's already in place. That's great. All right, so I told you that the semester 1 is a pretty busy semester. I think this slide kind of explains this. This is the program structure for your semester. By the way, this document, this program structure is available on the Vision organization page for your year 4 page, the one I showed you just a couple of slides ago. And it's a PDF, and you can download it and print it so that you remember some of the key milestones for your semester. You have the 3 courses, some are 2 for QS and 2 for CPM students, and these are the submissions that will have to be made by each cohort. Then this is the schedule of the whole program. As you can see, there are 4 careers fairs, or let's say careers events, happening every week. Oh, actually I'm missing an arrow here. Every week in week 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this will keep you busy. When it comes to the design project, you have the collaborative project week, which is week 1. You've probably been contacted about this already. Actually, you were informed about this at the end of year 3. It's shown here, and then you will do your design project part 1 with submissions at the end of week 12. Alan will give you more information about this. And finally, there's a dissertation. You will be getting a supervisor allocation actually at the beginning of week 2. That week you will also have a workshop, the first workshop, where Caroline, unless it's the person allocated changes, but the person responsible for dissertation will introduce you the process, if you want, of conducting a dissertation, and we'll talk about the identification of a topic, for example, which is very important because in week 3 you will have your first meeting with your allocated supervisor where you will have to submit your proposal. Okay, so this goes really, really fast. And then the rest of the semester you will work on your essentially chapter 1, 2, and 3 of your dissertation. Okay, so what you have to realize here is that the first 4 or 5 weeks of the semester are very dense and busy. It maybe eases up a little bit later during the semester, but semester 1 in general is quite busy. As I said, this document is available on Aegis as a standalone PDF, so you'll find it there. Sorry, not on Aegis, on Vision as a standalone document. You'll find it there. Semester 2, I'll just give you a quick overview so that you know what's coming. There will be courseworks for some of the courses, but the key things will be you'll continue your dissertation with a final submission over Easter, and then you will have 2 submissions for your design project, the part 2 and then the part 3 at the end of the semester. Notice that there is an Easter break like every year, and the exams will happen after the Easter break. Dissertation is due during Easter break, okay? A quick reminder about how we calculate your degree classification. First of all, your overall degree mark. This is calculated by taking your average of year 3 and giving it a weight of 25%, and then taking your average of your year 4 marks and giving it an average of 75%. And then using this weighting, we add things together, and this will give you your overall mark. Note that dissertation and design project both count for 30 credits. This means that they count for 25% of year 4 each, okay? So if you multiply 25% by 75%, that means that for your overall degree classification, your dissertation will count 20%. Your design project will count 20%. Almost together, they almost count for 40%. They count for almost 40% of your final mark. Not negligible at all, and therefore you have to work really hard from your collaborative week in week 1, collaborative design week in week 1, and on your dissertation early week 2. Now, degree classifications, you probably know these things already, but just a reminder. If your overall average in year 3 and 4 is between 40 and 50%, you'll get a 3rd class honors. If it's between 50 and 60%, it's going to be a lower 2nd class honors. 2-1, between 60 and 70% is 2nd class honors. And finally, any average above 70% will be a 1st class honors. No surprise. So, again, a lot of work to do, not just in the first 4 weeks of the semester, but actually the entire year. And this requires some organizations, okay? You organize yourself the way you like it, but don't forget deadline, plan ahead, don't work at last minute, okay? My suggestion is not to think that certain things like design project or dissertation have deadlines that are far away from now. One of the learning experiences of this year is to have you be able to manage projects with deadlines that are far away. And this requires to work on things every week. Okay, you have to work on your courses every week. You have to work on your design project every week. You have to work on your dissertation every week. Don't try to do one for 4 months and then the other. That doesn't work. We see it every year, and we see people failing on those every year. Okay, so as I wrote at the bottom, prove to yourself that you have the discipline required to succeed in the job market. The skills in organization you will develop this year or consolidate this year are very important for your future work activity. Design project comes under the code D30YD and D30YE, semester 1 and semester 2. As I mentioned earlier, I think it's just repeating here, so I'll go quickly. You have design project part 1 essentially for semester 1, and then the part 2 and part 3 happen in semester 2. Alan Foster manages the design project. He will give you an introduction for the part 1 early in week 2, and we'll see you for the rest of the semester on that. Research dissertation comes under D30ZA and D30ZB code. So what is a dissertation? You already had some introduction to that, so I don't want to go much in depth. It's an investigation of a topic of your choice, but it has to be a research topic, okay? So it's not about rediscovering the wheel. It's not about increasing your knowledge, it's about increasing the knowledge of the community. Dissertation is about 10 to 12,000 words, so it's fair. It's a pretty large piece of work. You may have never written such a piece of work before. It takes some effort and it takes some learning. Please note that at this moment, Caroline Brown is the course leader for dissertation. I am not the course leader. She is the course leader. If you have questions, you should talk to her. I hear that she may be replaced early in the semester, so maybe the course leader will change. But again, it won't be me. One important thing is that because dissertation is managed in parallel for CPMQS students and for urban planning students, they are using the D40ZA course code on Vision to share all the documents, templates, and everything. So don't look for information under the D30ZA course online. Everything will be stored on the D40ZA section. I forgot to make a correction here. It's not a 2015-16 course, but it's obviously the 2016-17 course. Sorry for the error here. Dissertation will have 2 submissions, one in semester 1 at the end of semester 1 and the other at the end of semester 2. The interim submission should have the content of chapter 1, 2, and 3. It's about 3,000 words. The chapters don't have to be completed entirely, but they should all have some content and demonstration of progress made. It is a mandatory submission. If you don't submit, you will be your final mark on dissertation will be reduced by 10%. Okay, so you must all work towards that submission. However, the submission itself doesn't bring marks. Okay, you will just get detailed feedback from your supervisor in order to improve the submission. Again, I just realized I forgot to update this. I believe the final decision has been that actually I might be able to correct it live with you. It's the Friday 25th of November. That's the deadline for the submission, and the second submission will be your final submission, and that will be on the Friday 7th of April 2017, to be confirmed. Okay, at the time when I'm recording this video, this is the agreed date. It will be confirmed by Caroline very soon. Again, you need to get started quickly. Consult D40ZA on Vision. There is already plenty of documentations there, including the dissertation guides. There is one for SBE. I think may have finally been renamed EGIS. But there's a dissertation guide there for the whole school and one specific to your discipline, so CPMQS. As I said, your proposal has to be developed by week 3 for your first meeting with your supervisor. So you have to start very early on this. I hope you managed to work on that over the summer already. And then you will meet your supervisor. For information, they are actually, I again made a mistake here. There are 3 meetings in semester 1, week 3, week 5, week 8, and there are 4 meetings in semester 2, weeks 2, 5, 8, and 11. So these are great opportunities for you to ask questions, get feedback from your supervisor. For those meetings, you have to arrange a time to meet, probably at the initiative of your supervisor, but we expect you to be on top of your work here and ask for those meetings. Okay, I strongly recommend you provide draft material in advance. If you want any feedback on your work, if you send it at midnight the day before the meeting, don't expect detailed feedback. Okay, so you have to plan accordingly. Make sure you send documents ahead of time, even if you continue progressing on them in between, but at least if you want feedback, send it early enough. As I said, take the initiative. Don't wait for the supervisor to say things. Propose ideas about the way forward, and ask questions, okay, if you have any issue. The supervisor's role is to discuss your ideas, offer suggestions, help you plan the work, and offer guidance. We are all keen to help you, and we will make suggestions but we also expect you to take some initiative. Luckily, for you, we also organize workshops to help you develop important parts of your dissertation. The first one, as I say, will be week 2. It's about requirements of dissertation proposal. This is the information of where and when it will occur. Then on week 4 of semester 1, you'll have the workshop 2 on the literature review. Workshop 3 will be on the research methodology. So actually, all those 3 workshops in semester 1, they are focused on the content of your interim submission at the end of that semester. Workshop 4 will be pushed to semester 2, and this is about data analysis. In addition to the workshops, I strongly recommend you attend power hours on some of the topics below if you haven't done so. This is the link to the power hours website. There are workshops on citing, referencing, and avoiding plagiarism, and finding and evaluating information. Even the first one, every year I review dissertations where people don't know how to do this very well. And there are also some really interesting workshops about using Word. If I ask most students every year how good they are at Word, and then I start discussing some of the functionalities of Word, they usually don't know them. The reality is, like, you totally overestimate your capabilities in Word for most of you. I strongly recommend you learn to use Word well. Attending those workshops could be one way to do that, but there is also a ton of help online. Jobs, very important. Your careers advisor is Lindsay Adams. You probably know her already. These are her contact details. She will come for a presentation either on Monday 19th of September, but she's maybe coming a week later at the beginning of week 2 instead. And that would be, I guess, the 26th of September. She will confirm that quickly to you. And that presentation will occur during the last hour of the lecture for D30 VM on the Monday. She will talk about many things regarding planning a career, but one of the key things she will discuss is the different events that are organized by the university for helping you finding a job, okay? There are 4 such events that I put in your program. The first one is probably the one that is the least maybe related to your career, but still relates, and you may still want to attend. The next 3 events are very related to you, and I strongly recommend you attend those. The Careers Insight events, the first 2 ones, the first one is for planning and real estate, so it's actually for the other cohorts, but some of our students do work in planning and real estate offices eventually, so it could be a good thing to go and check out what is discussed. The one that is specific for CPMQS is the next week, the following week on the Wednesday 28th of September. And during those Insight events, you don't have booths with companies, but instead you have professionals, former students of ours, but also senior people who come and sit down with students and discuss careers, what it is to be a CPM in practice, what it is to be a QS in practice, and how to develop careers, how to develop charterships, etc., etc. I think it's a good thing. It's a great way to make contacts, and it's a great way to know more and ask questions. Then comes the 2 fairs. First of all will be the Heriot-Watt Careers Fair. This is on October 6th, and this is for all disciplines covered by Heriot-Watt. But some companies that will be there may include construction companies, okay? So I strongly recommend you keep an eye on that and see what happens. Nonetheless, this year it was decided for the first time, by the way, to have a construction careers combined with engineering. Engineering, actually, another typo. Just notice now. This is a great opportunity because not only you may find a job in construction sector, but actually there are many companies in the engineering sector that look to hire project managers and quantity surveyors. For a start, we've had several students going for the oil and gas sector in the past. And these companies, despite some difficult times, are still hiring, okay? So not the least for decommissioning some of their facilities. So I think it's a great thing that we were able to combine those two areas together in one combined careers fair. Okay, you'll be the first ever cohort to have that. I hope it'll work well. Okay, this is the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, I will come to you early in week 3. I'm happy to answer then. If you can't wait, you can ask by email before that. Again, very important, you have to start early and essentially now. As written on the right here, there is no false start in research dissertation, there is no false start in design project work, etc. Okay. Finally, and not the least, good luck. I know it's going to be a tough year, but I also know you're all capable of going through it very well. And I look forward to meet you in person. And by the way, I will be teaching and be involved in the design project in semester 2. So you'll see me even more, you'll see even more of me after Christmas. All right. Sorry for the issues during the presentation and some of the corrections I had to do live. But the good thing is these will be made so that the presentation on vision will be correct without error. Okay,